This week, Ian and I opened our gates for the Journées du Patrimoine for what would set our new record for the most people we've had at the chateau. We planted new flowers, cleaned the cobblestone, and unearthed an old chateau garden design. So today we are opening for the Journées du Patrimoine. So we have to open the chateau so we can start getting set up. We have a local car club who will be bringing by vintage cars, which I'm very excited about, and Ian is too. And then in the afternoon, we're going to be doing something we haven't done before, which is hosting a show. It's going to be some interpretive dancers, and it's kind of like an abstract piece that's a little bit acrobatic. And that will be taking place back here. In the past, we've had like 300 people show up, so hopefully we'll have a nice turnout like that again today.
When Daphne first mentioned that we would get to host this car show, I was stoked because I love cars, especially classic cars. Been to a million car shows ever since I was a little kid. And actually, right after I got out of the Air Force, I had the genius idea to spend most of my money on my dream car, a 1967 Mustang Fastback. The car was gorgeous, and every dad in the neighborhood would give me a big thumbs up when I drove past. But eventually the repairs became more than I could afford, and I had to sell the car. Hopefully someday I can have another Mustang Fastback. Maybe a 68 with a 390, kind of like Steve McQueen's. Anyways, for now it just makes me really happy to see all these other car enthusiasts here having a really fun time at the chateau. We were expecting there to be maybe 300 or 400 people, and it turned out to be like well over 2,000.
Yeah.
And they brought their pets, so Arkea was having a blast.
Yeah, Arkea got to run around a lot. That was really nice. There's some beautiful cars.
Yeah, some cool cars.
Hi, kitty.
Cat.
Hey, Caillou.
What'd you think of today? He's like, we're never doing that again.
Keep those gates locked.
Yeah. We did have some people find their way into the forest, which was fun. Okay. I am now biking into the forest to track down a dozen people who decided to jump the fence and meander off into the forest. And so that was not supposed to happen. For the next Journées du Patrimoine, I think that we're gonna need more of your clever little private signs. You know, maybe we can say, do not enter dragon in here.
I had one that said that. It
Really?
said, Dragon asleep. Please do not disturb.
Okay, that's cute, but maybe that explains why so many people were trying to break into the horse stables. Because I like put chairs in front of doors. I was like, why are these people so determined? I really appreciate everybody who came out and showed up, and I hope everyone had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
We had a good time.
In our last video, I tried cleaning off this cobblestone that you see behind me, but unfortunately I only got about halfway before the weed whacker I was using just broke in half, and the wire brush head started to fall apart. So today I picked up my newly repaired weed whacker and a fresh wire head. So I'm gonna give it another shot, and hopefully I don't get completely rained on in the process. So I've been pressure washing the stone for a good 3 hours now, and it looks slightly better. I seem to have run into this problem where there are so many layers of dirt and grime from who knows how many years that as I spray, more just magically reappears. And that's not cool. It's really confusing, actually. I need to find some kind of solution to spray the stone with to prevent any root growth. And then I'm just gonna have to probably pressure wash it again a few more times throughout winter. And then hopefully that will be enough to bring back the actual cobblestone and make it look pretty. But I'm just watching the leaves fall down behind me. I just cleaned that. Anyways, time to go find Daphne and see what she thinks about this.
Oh, wow.
Not bad?
Yeah,
Does it look like we have cobblestone again?
we have cobblestone again. I'm surprised by how uneven it is.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
actually, yeah, I was not expecting that either. I think that it's a solid improvement, as long as you're happy and also seeing it as an improvement. If you're like, let's put the grass back, then I'd probably just go cry for a while. Daphne and I were finishing what we had to say, and then we realized that Arkea has decided to lay in the mud.
Our trusty pup. No.
Arkea, leave the clean lady alone.
So last week we had a bunch of rain, which was really great after such a dry summer. Unfortunately, the flowers on the well kind of drowned, and I didn't notice it until les Journées du Patrimoine. So that was a little bit embarrassing, but luckily my grandmother is here today to help me plant some new flowers into the pot on the well.
T'es prête à planter? Oui. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a comme fleur ici? Comment ça s'appelle, ça?
cyclamen.
Les cyclamens. Et celui-ci, tu connais le nom?
La bruyère.
La bruyère. And then we have these little clay beads to help aerate and retain the moisture. So let's get started. Ça va. So this started off as a pleasant experience, gardening experience for us. And now we are finding all of these little worms in here. And these things eat the bottom of the roots. And it's a real big problem that we have in all the containers. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses de la situation, Granny?
Elle est bonne, la situation. On peut planter maintenant.
Ah, il y a encore une!
Oh non.
Et voilà. Merci. Tu m'as dit que c'est comment, Granny?
Good, good.
So we had quite a bit of rain last week, and as you can tell, the grass has already turned a very healthy green, and that's crazy. The last I saw this, it was bright yellow. So that tells me that this space is going to thrive once it's an established garden. And that's pretty exciting. I did notice that when I had the drone in the sky, I saw these clumps of dirt. When I got a little closer, I realized that the boar had made their way into the garden and have started digging around, which is fine for now, but once we plant in this garden, we're gonna have to create some kind of a proper fence. My plan is to find where the boundaries are peeking through and then follow those lines and see what happens. On the left side of the garden space, I can see that there's somewhat of a raised wall, and that makes me feel like there might be even more boundaries that go beyond the center of the garden. So only one way to find out with this. Well, that job took a bit longer than I expected, which I should probably just expect chateau work to take longer than it will, because that seems to be the going trend, but that's fine. From the sky, you can see that there's this beautiful cross shape surrounding the fountain, but I'm a little surprised because before we had the grass cut, it looked like there would be 4 large squares as well, but I couldn't find any. So I think now's the time to get Daphne, see what she thinks of all this, and then maybe she can help me find the missing garden boundaries that I'm assuming are somewhere in the grass.
Well, Ian, you did a great job cleaning up these boundaries.
Initially, kind of like with the cobblestone, I thought this would be something that I could do in a few hours, and then
If I had a dime for every time you said that.
yeah, we could buy a whole other chateau.
Yeah.
I saw some old fencing, like broken wire fencing over here that we're gonna have to just take out, and clearly it's not doing anything for the boars.
No, they love the work you've done.
Yeah, the boars are stoked, but they're gonna be banned soon because that's not cool.
Yeah. We want to keep our earthworms.
Yeah. I tried to not harm any earthworms in the making of this video. If I saw one, I would legitimately stop the weed whacker, and I would like nudge him with my boot and then go around the worm. It's like, I don't
I mean, that's like a terrifying way to die for a worm. So I did my best to not like murder worms in this process. So they're happy. Anyways.
Isn't he a good man?
Anyways, church bells. The only thing you can see from town in this garden is the medieval steeple of the church. That's amazing. I'm really happy about that.
Over there's actually a bunch of stinging nettles, which is really great. Nettles typically mean that there's a lot of nitrogen, and you can make a nettle tea for the earth that puts in chlorophyll, nitrogen, phosphorus, and iron. But it puts all of that back into the soil and like really propagates healthy growth. So it's really good to do that at the beginning of a season to help all the leafy starts.
Maybe tomorrow I can use a pickaxe and see if I can find any more cement boundaries. But aside from that, what do you think is the next plan of action here?
Well, given the season, if we want to be planting any fruit trees, we need to start thinking about where we want to plant them, because it's best to plant them in late winter, early spring. And I've been told that in this region, in November is a really good time to be planting fruit trees to help them get situated, and so that in the springtime we may even be able to have some fruit.
Figs?
Maybe figs.
Figs.
Well, figs wouldn't be until the fall, but
Really?
yeah, they take a while.
What about persimmons?
They take a while to mature.
Yeah. My family name means fig tree in Portuguese. And we mature wonderfully. I can already tell that this garden is going to be a place that we spend a lot of time in. I feel like this is the best place for picnics. Now we just got to keep dreaming and make it better. Yeah.
Shall we go grab dinner?
Yeah, it's dinner time.
All right, see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe for more to come. If you want to support our Chateau projects and see bonus content, then find us on patreon.com/the Beau Chateau.